Hey guys, Kev here, and I want to talk about two really cool knives from Rike and Ketuo. So these are both available on the Katuo USA website, which also carries the Rike knives, and I will put a link to that down in the description. I do have an affiliate link, so it does help the channel if you use that link. I would appreciate it, but totally up to you. We have the Rike Knives Shadow and the Katuo Knives Mecha X. Very, very cool knives. I'm going to include a 10-minute or so video at the end here of me installing this Tritium. So if anybody is curious on how you do that, I will show you at the end, and I'll put links to where you can get the Tritium and the glue and everything. If I don't, feel free to ask me in the comments, and I will put that stuff in there for you. But I can basically link you to everything you need if that's something you're interested in doing to knives. I've done it to a couple knives now, the Reate Peregrine Falcon and this one. You know, they come with these slots basically perfectly set up for Tritium. I think that's why they're there. So if you have Tritium, I think it's pretty cool to add it. It looks really dope. So there'll be a video of me installing it at the end, and I will put a video of how it looks in the dark as well. Maybe I'll sneak that in here at the beginning, but I'll probably put it at the end as well. So anyway, that's the Mecha X. It has some Tritium slots on it. Let's just talk about this one first then. Very cool. Excellent knife from Ketuo. The action on it is phenomenal. It has some really cool features. As you guys are probably aware, Rike and Ketuo make some of the most unique and cool featured knives on the market. If you are into wild stuff, cool stuff, sci-fi stuff, and you're into really cool new unique, you know, developing things in the knife community, this is a company you want to watch. Ketuo and Rike, just absolutely fantastic. As you can see on this one, we have a few things going on. We have the Tritium going on. We have this really cool sort of mid-frame lock. I don't know what you would call it. We can look at their website in a second and see what they call it, but the frame lock literally is cut out of the inner part of the frame. We've seen that before, I think, on the Arcona knives Buron. Very cool on that as well, but you really got to dig that. And then they have a steel insert attached to that. I don't think I'm going to take this apart just because I don't really have to. I'll show you in a second why. This is a Tanto style blade. I mean, look at that. That is gnarly, isn't it? Pretty sure this guy is, yep, M390 steel, titanium, of course. Beautiful. This is sort of a frosted finish, like a blasted finish with some kind of polishing or something going on top. I'm not a big fan of a bead blast finish, but the way Katuo Rike does their sort of frost finish, I think it looks fantastic. So I'm not going to fault it. Really sweet. The thumb studs on here are great. I was not the biggest fan of the last knife they sent me in terms of the thumb studs. They just weren't my favorite. Trying to remember the name of that knife. It had the interesting thumb studs. I think it was a Rike. Ah, man, I wish I could remember. It wasn't the Lamella. It was a different one. and it was really cool. It just had studs that were hard for me to flick. But these work excellently. And the ones on the Shadow are very similar to that knife I just mentioned that I can't remember the name of. And those work excellent. So I don't know if it was just the angle on the ones on that other knife that just didn't work for me personally, because other people, I actually had people here who handled it and it worked great for them. So I don't know, it could just be a personal thing. Action is phenomenal. This knife has another cool feature. You have this spring engaged release for the back strap. So we have another one of these released back straps that we've seen a lot lately from them. And this one has a spring, which I think is easier. And we're going to see on the Shadow, it also has one, but it's not a spring-loaded one. It's a, you click it back and forth. I kind of like the spring-loaded one. Not a huge difference, but something to note. Under here, you have your pivot screw, and then you can see the lock bar. And look at that. So you have this frame lock under here with a steel insert mounted, and then this piece that stays up, and that goes through. I guess it doesn't even go through. It goes in front of the back strap to make it look like it's integrated into. I mean, it's just really cool how they do it. You have a flipper tab on this guy, really excellent one. If you just drag your finger along, it catches and fires it. Nice little lanyard post back here. Internally mounted clip. Absolutely just gorgeous. You could technically rock this knife without the back strap. If you wanted to lose some weight, I guess you could do that. It does have a clip. So technically it's fully functional like this. You're really close to the edge there, but still probably okay. So if you wanted to, you could do that. And as I understand it, you could swap this back strap out. With the other knife, they sold like an Ultim one you could swap. This comes in a black and a raw tie version, so you could get both and then swap parts. I don't know what parts would be available later on, but it's just really cool how they do it. I do kind of wish or hope that they extend the aftermarket parts for these because they don't have a ton of options. If they had like a bunch of cool camo carbons, or they had like a Zirca tie one or something you could buy, then it would make sense to me. But usually there's nothing available along with the knife. So that's one thing I don't quite understand where they're going with it, but it's still really cool. So you just push this up, and then you push this guy in, let it go, and it locks that puppy back into place. You have your thumb stud there and your flipper tab. Just really cool. Ergos are good. You can hold it in this back grip, or you have essentially a choil up here that you can grip on, some jimping here. And then you have a flat ground blade, but it's pretty thin, nicely ground. Their knives are always really sharp. Excellent. Just really cool. I love this thing. Mecha X from Ketuo. And this guy, let's pull up the website, take a look. This guy is $315. And same price for the PVD version. It is PVD, I confirm that. It says it down here, PVD. Here's some specs if you want to pause and read. There you go. Yeah, 315 bucks. I think that's a perfectly reasonable price for what you're getting here. With the Tritium installed, you're probably looking closer to 400 because the Tritium's usually like $7 or $8 a piece. And I have 6 of them in here, and then, call it $5 or $10 for the glue, and then you have shipping. So probably close to 400 with the Tritium installed, but that's if you do it yourself and you don't already have some of the parts. But I think that's 400 bucks. That's sick with Tritium. So next up we have the Shadow from Rike, and man, this thing is interesting. You know, it has one of the coolest things I've seen on a knife. Even though it's not the most useful feature to me personally, I just thought it was really cool. But I'll get into that in a second. This is the PVD version. This one also comes in a finish like this, all blasted finish. Really good flipper tab. Again, they're really good at dialing these tabs in. I do probably prefer this one a little bit. Now, this one works great. It's got great leverage because it's up higher like that. So you get really good leverage on it. This one has that wheel that's all jimped, and man, it really grabs your finger, man. They're both good. I don't know. But that's a good problem to have. Really cool, just aesthetic on both of these. This one's a little bit cleaner for me. This is the Tanto version. The Mecha X is a little bit more futuristic. Both are futuristic for sure. This one's a little bit more so. This one's also bigger, as you can see there. Now this one has a liner lock setup. I think it's an inset lock. Let me grab my flashlight that I don't have on me. Yep, looks like an inset lock. So that tab there is mounted for the lock bar. It's steel. And then it engages the blade, which is perfect. Centering is perfect, which is another really cool thing considering what I'm going to tell you in a little bit. Great click on the close there. It has this cool gap in there that just looks good. Man, just excellent. Excellent. So on this one, you can remove the strap as well. So back here, it says Shadow. And then you have a button on this one. So you click it one way or the other. So if you click it this way, you can then pull this guy off. Well, let me make sure. Maybe it's that way. Nope, I had it right. I think you pull it this way, and then you just gotta get it going probably. I definitely took it off before. Oh, I wonder if the clip. So let me take the clip off because this is the feature I was telling you about. I don't know if you can see it, but the clip is literally mounted onto the pivot. The clip is mounted to the pivot, and then it comes out and it's locked in to the little square tab. That's how it stays locked in. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? And what you can do is you get the packaging out. You get a collar with it. Now, I didn't even notice. It comes installed with the collar. And then the clip and a little T8 bit. I guess it's T6 T8 bit comes with it in case you don't have a bit. And then you can see here, this is the collar. You just drop that in, put your pivot back in. Now, I only figured this out because I was sitting here and I was looking at their website, getting ready for this video. And there you go, you can see the bit. It's either T6 T8 or T8 T10, but it's cool they give you something. And then the clip can go in there as well. This is how it will ship to you. But yeah, I was looking at the website and I saw the clip on one of the pictures. You'll see when I show you their website. And I was like, wait, there's a clip that's like tipped down? And I looked at it, I'm like, wait, there's no clip. I didn't even realize there was no clip because I hadn't gone to put it in my pocket yet at that time. And yeah, so I was like, oh shit, there's no clip. So I opened the package and I found the clip in there with the bit. And I was like, oh. And look at that, perfectly centered no matter how you set it up. The action is fantastic. The thumb stud on this one works much better for me than the one I checked out before, which, oh, it was called the Tissot. The Tissot 1. T-I-S-S-O-T. It's a French word, I think. Tissot 1. That's the other one. I knew I was going to get it eventually. But, yeah, this one just works a little better for me. I can reverse flick it nice and easy. I can thumb flick it. I don't know if it's the PVD coating, or something else. Maybe I just got better at it. But yeah, this one's got a Tanto blade. They did have a clip point, which is not available on the website anymore. But it was available at one point. Very cool. So let's try to get this off now. So that's pulled back. And what am I doing wrong? I'm also afraid to like, let me just do it the other way. Maybe that's how you get it off. Yep, idiot. I knew it was easy. I'm like, what am I doing? I had it clicked the wrong way. So there's your back strap, just like the Tissot. And this clicks either way. I like the spring one better. Now you know why, because it just makes it more obvious which way you need to go. And this actually can be open like this, which is interesting. Now, I don't know. I guess you could do this instead of opening your knife. You could do that instead of flipping it, and you could just fold it open with that. They kind of show that in their pictures. I'm not sure what the feature of that is, but it's cool. And the wildest thing to me, guys, is look at the blade. Perfectly centered. Nothing really keeping it together down here. And then you throw on the back strap. The proper way, throw on the back strap. You can see it locks in down here. So there's a little tab on each side that locks it in and obviously keeps it stable because this is an integral piece. And then I think there might be another tab inside here. Maybe these little guys kind of notch in to this or something. I don't know. But anyway, these are basically your standoffs. That's what keeps the knife together down there. So I just got to get it on in the right orientation. Oh, there. Those slide in. So let me just get these right. Let me focus here. Pretty sure these need to go inside like that. And then that. There you go. And then you... Wait, maybe it is spring. I think it is on a spring, actually. Because it kind of jumped back. Oh, wait. And then that was the way we didn't want it, right? So we want it forward so it doesn't come off. Yeah. If you put it back, then you can start pulling it off. But I don't want to do that. See? Click it forward. Okay. So now it's locked back in. And now perfectly stable again. But look at that. Blade never moved. That's impressive to me, guys. That's just really classy work. Rike is killing it. That's the best thing I can say is Rike is absolutely killing it. So that is the Shadow from Rike and the Mecha X from Ketuo. And again, you're going to see here at the end me installing the Tritium on this if that's of interest to you. If it's not, you know, you don't need to watch that part, obviously, or any of this video. It's always funny. I don't think everybody understands that you can skip videos. You can fast forward. You can drag and go where you want. You can go 2 times X. You can go 20 seconds ahead at a time. Sometimes the comments are funny when, you know, they're like, it took you 5 minutes to do this. And it's like, you could just drag it ahead, you know. Of course, I appreciate the feedback, but sometimes they're just funny. So anyway, thank you to Rike. Thank you to Ketuo. Amazing companies, really. Just doing really cool stuff. Just different stuff than everybody else. They're not in the same world we are, you know. They're definitely not in the same world that a lot of OEMs are or brands are, where they're coming out with a knife, you know, 6 knives every month or whatever. I feel like they're coming out with you know, not models here and there with really cool features just dialed in. My front door's going nuts. So anyway, I love you guys. The link is down below if you want to check it out. And yeah, I will catch you guys later. Peace. Hey guys, Kev here. And I wanted to try to put some tritium in the Mecha X, I believe it's called, from Ketuo knife. And I've been really impressed with the Mecha X and the Shadow from Rike. I'll be adding this hopefully into a video on these two. This one has a removable pocket clip where you can just put a pivot collar in there instead, which is a really cool way to do it. But this one has what looks like little tritium slots. So I was thinking maybe we could try to put a little tritium in there. So I was gonna add this little video to it. This is green tritium, and it looks like I have just enough. So if it fits, then we should be able to do this. Aha, look at that. I think that's what it's for, huh? So what we're gonna do is take the glue. Where are you? Here we are. Take the glue. And what was I gonna put it on? I'm trying to think. What did I use? It came with like one little needle thing, but that doesn't really help now, does it? So I guess I'll use one of my little Q-tips, I guess? I don't know. Try it. Just put that down in there. Down in there. Down in there. Just trying to get it on the inside, not all over the outside. Then I'm gonna drop 1, 2, 3 in here, like so. Just get them lined up the way I want them. OCD's going nuts now. It's pretty good. And then I'm gonna take the glue and put a little bit on the tops, if I can. A little bit on the tops. Don't know how well this will work, but it's worth a shot. And then I need a cloth. Or actually, I use another Q-tip. I just want to clean up around it the best I can. Okay, now let's see if that worked. So I'm just gonna take UV and hit it. I'll shut this. Gotta hide that away. You don't wanna cure everything here. Hopefully that goes through the tube and gets the glue on the bottom. That's the only thing I don't know, but we'll see. Okay. Seems like it worked. So I'm going to flip it over, work on the other side. This was our glue one, right? I guess they both were kind of. Whoops. I guess I could, to be smart, I could kind of put some on the tube. Right? All right, one more. Oh, that one went under the clip. Doesn't look as clean this time. I feel like they're a little bit sloppier looking, but just, you know, being careful here. I got a little more on there. I'm just gonna try to brush across the top a little bit. I'll probably come back to the other side and try to get a little more on those because I'm a little concerned I didn't do a great job. Not too worried about under the clip there, but it's hard to reach, so. Okay. Put this glue back, cover it up, hit these guys. Pretty sure that's what these slots were for, but, you know, seemed like the perfect opportunity. I had some extra tritium. I was using them for custom flashlights a lot, but kind of gotten out of doing that. I had a bunch left over, so it seemed like a good idea. Start putting them in some knives, right? Get under there on both sides. You need a UV light for this, and you need UV glue. In case you're looking at this thinking about doing it, you'll want to get the tritium from someplace like Ant Design. I'll put a link down below if I remember. Or Mix Glow is another website. They ship from overseas, so no matter what you do, it's going to take a little while. You can pay for extra shipping. Still will take a little bit. And then you want to get Norland UV glue as well. That's what this is. All right, we got that one in there. Yeah, it doesn't look as clean, but it's probably more secure. This one looks a little cleaner. Well, I don't know. So what was I gonna do? Yeah, I was just gonna put a little more on this side. I just don't want, you know, these are pocket knives. They're not like, it's gonna get knocked into things or whatever, so I just want to be extra careful. Put a little on there. Okay. You can buy the glue on Mixglow, and it's pretty cheap. You can get different sizes. You could just get the smallest 1 millimeter or 1 milliliter size or whatever. You're just gonna use it for this purpose. You don't need a lot, obviously. But apparently, UV light will cure it basically instantly. I don't know if it's like 10 seconds or essentially as soon as UV light hits it. I guess it has to be like direct UV light. It can't be like, you know, a little bit from the sun or something. I don't know, maybe if you left it out in the sun all day, but I doubt it. So like that should have been plenty already. And now we have our Mecha X, I believe it's called, with Tritium. Not moving. Not moving. So I will get a quick shot of this in the dark, and I will add that in as well, of course, so you can see what it looks like. But looks clean either way. You know, you got a little bit of glue there. I can either wipe that off or I can use acetone and get that off. Just be careful. Don't use acetone on the actual tritium because then those will fall out. So yeah, that's it. Peace. Very cool.